For Wall Street Media, I'm Mike, I'm here with Doug, and we'll help you make money in the stock market with information you won't find anywhere else.
Hey gang, we've got some videos for you, some CEO videos from the Baird conference. We love Baird, smart, professional, Midwestern values, right?
Yeah.
Common sense, and these are a lot of common sense companies, right?
Absolutely. And if you're interested in them as well, a replay is available by going to wsw.com/webcast/Baird number 3.
What do you have for us, Jarman?
First up, we have a video of Ken Trammell, EVP and CFO of Tenneco, tickers TEN. He talks about the Monroe brand and the company's global presence. Here it is.
The aftermarket is also still a very important piece of what we do, so I don't want to spend don't want to go too fast without spending enough time on our aftermarket business. We've got a great market share with our Monroe ride control platform in particular. Monroe is one of those rare brands in the aftermarket that really transcends the oceans. It's got the number one market share position in the U.S. It also has the number one market share position in Europe. It has the number one market share position in Australia, a growing position in China, and it's a brand that we want to continue to invest in because it's a great opportunity for us. One of the ways that we've tried to counter the fact that the aftermarket does not grow as fast as the OE side of our business is to focus on introducing new premium products into the market using the Monroe brand name. So for example, in North America, we've introduced brakes using the Monroe brand name. That allows us to go to market with our steering, stopping, and stability advertising campaign. We've got two pieces of that, which works very well from the brake side. We've also introduced springs in Monroe Springs in Europe, which has also done quite well for us. So that'll help us on the aftermarket side. Cost control is a very important piece of what we do. We use lean manufacturing and Six Sigma to help us make the products better and to help us make them with lower cost, less footprint. This gives you some examples on lean manufacturing, both before and after lean implementation. I guess the one thing I would point out is there really is no end to the after lean implementation because that is truly a continuous improvement process. But as you can see, we've made a lot of progress in the couple of facilities we've given you examples for here. Six Sigma is also an important part of what we do. There's a significant quality aspect. We've also derived pretty consistently anywhere from $25 to $30 million a year in savings from Six Sigma projects that we've been able to implement as well. Low-cost country sourcing is important. We're both from a material cost sourcing perspective. You can see the chart on the lower left-hand side there as we've made a lot of progress in sourcing parts from low-cost countries. We also continue to focus very heavily on our investment in those low-cost countries, both from a manufacturing standpoint. For example, in Europe, about 30% of our manufacturing today is in Eastern European countries, but also from an engineering standpoint. As we've expanded the need for engineers, we've added those in lower-cost countries like Poland and in China, and that allows us to leverage the cost benefit that we get there in order to take care of a lot of that engineering investment that we need to make for growth as things move along here over the next few years.
Hey, these guys, they're suffering like everybody else in the auto market at the moment, right? I think right now the sales are down so much. Electric cars, guys. We have someone in Ford watching every day in Dearborn. Electric cars. The auto market's getting crushed, man. I think they're looking for the bailout, some kind of a bailout, right?
Well, they're not getting it, right? Just the car manufacturers just do.
Right, but as soon as the car manufacturers do, it'll go out to all the suppliers and everybody else, all the other parts manufacturers and stuff.
Okay.
What's the next one?
Next up we have Randy Hogan, Chairman and CEO of Pentair, ticker is PNR. He talks about the 6-part solution to help solve the water crisis. Here we go.
In terms of the global water crisis, this is the cover, Running Out of Water, of Scientific American from August. It was apropos because we just grabbed it and stuck it in a presentation. They have six key thrusts, 6 things that can be done to help deal with the water crisis. We have 6 too. The 4 first ones are the same. The last 2 are ones that we crafted on our own. But deploying better irrigation techniques. Most water in the world is used for irrigation. Most irrigation water is wasted. So having more efficient irrigation, having more efficient crop protection is a huge opportunity for the world to feed people more efficiently. Improving desalination technology. The cost curve and the technology curve on desalination continues to decline. we have some very neat products that are going to help it continue to decline. And desalination will be relevant, not just if you're in Bahrain, but also if you're in Georgia. And reducing waste and bottled water. We're a big player in food service. We're a big player in residential. We've already seen this in terms of people putting in ultrafiltration systems, reverse osmosis systems in favor of bottled water. And then conserving and reusing water. This is the big idea. You read about it in the New York Times. You've read about it in the Orange County system. Essentially, water reuse. We typically use water once and discard it. It doesn't have to be. And there are leading areas of the world that are working on that today. And then environmental solutions for enjoying water. We get asked a lot about our pool business. We have a pool and a spa business, and it's been challenged for the last 2.5 years. If you take the spa and bath business out of our pool equipment business, our pool equipment business at this point in time is going to make 10% return on sales this year. I would tell you that a business that can make 10% after the kind of decline they've seen at the bottom is a damn fine business. And what's really interesting is, as it comes back, and it will, we're the best positioned with product innovation in terms of energy conservation and water protection. And then finally, just maximizing the water cycle. As I mentioned, we're all around the water cycle. That gives us opportunities to think differently than other players and think about different solutions than others.
Well, that's interesting. I wasn't really aware that we had a water crisis, Doug.
Oh, I think in a lot of areas right now, they're in the midst of a water crisis with like the booming populations, right? Mm-hmm. In a lot of the areas, and they don't have the infrastructure for it yet, or in deserts in Europe and Asia, right? Mm-hmm. They just aren't ready. They don't have enough pure water.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, you always think like the Earth is 70% water, but it's all salt water. Yeah. So
it's a shame it's not 70% some kind of like spring water.
Right, bottled water.
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's all we have right now.
Wonderful.
In terms of videos.
Great conference. Take a look at it. You can see oodles and oodles of them, and we'll have some more highlights for you later.
Great, perfect. We're here every day at Wall Street Media. You can find us directly at wsmco.com. Thanks.